One of the things that I like about interacting is it's not about therapy, it's about the art. And so what Paula is delivering is fantastic because it's that unique opportunity for a person with a disability to take part and being valued for what they do and for people to see that.
I love confounding those expectations. I think that's my favourite bit actually, is that kind of A Star is Born. Tom is a lovely, gentle guy and he has unexpected gifts really. I didn't know he could play the piano until we had a keyboard in the session, and the tea break he asked if he could go and play it. So, you know, I was kind of blown away. So that happens pretty regularly, someone getting up and playing the keyboard or somebody coming up with a story or bursting into song. Sam's our musician. He is not only a musician, but he helps me write songs and original music. And he's just an incredibly flexible musician and talented musician in that he can come along and watch what we're doing and then start to accompany what we're doing in a way that amplifies it and extends it.
I could feel straight away that it was the right place to be, you know. I didn't have any hesitations. Just the way they are is they just throw themselves into things, you know, and they can really rub off on you if you're open to it. I met Lisa, she was also helping with the music, so we kind of teamed up. She's really talented and yeah, she's come out with a really cool song.
As far as I know, Lisa's completely self-taught. She writes original music, she's a good singer, she's also a great actress.
Lovely, nice, good.
She has hugely grown in confidence since she's been with the company, which is the last few years. She used to not go on public transport because she felt uncomfortable on public transport, and now she's catching buses and has kind of, you know, got a really busy life and is doing lots of different things.
Can I just say something? Yeah. Jono? Can you stay here, please?
I think Sarah is actually one of our newer people that we support. Her mother had died and she was unable to continue living in the family home. So in that context we were able to provide a living situation for her.
Okay, good. Let me see you.
Sarah has just come on as assistant director. She's been in the group since February. She just approached me a couple of weeks ago and said, you know, can I sit at the front and give people feedback?
I'm doing what they call an assistant director. I'm helping Paula because it helps her a lot.
She's another pair of eyes, and I didn't know how it was going to go because sometimes people don't like being told from more than one person, but in fact people seem to have really taken to getting feedback from her, and she'll take people off in the tea break and she'll work on things with them.
I'm looking for real interacting work because it is teamwork. I feel best about it because it will help Paula on the night, because Paula is choreographing the play and it helps her.
Having these kinds of expectations that are quite high, we found that people just meet them. You know, they're able to do that, and that actually their confidence and their ability to advocate for themselves and speak up increases.
The performing arts has now given Miranda the confidence to seek paid employment. She now cleans 5 days a week at the local fitness and health club.
It's just great having a job for independence, self-esteem, earning money. Have a supervisor who keeps me up to date with what is on my schedule and everyday changes, except the vacuuming, which happens each day.
Due to Miranda's mild autism, she found it increasingly difficult to find paid work, which took its toll on her confidence.
I was a voluntary worker at a daycare centre in Remuera, where I was living before I came into the trust. And I was working there 15 years without a real job, just voluntary and on the benefit. So it just changed everything the minute I got a real job. I just think it's so great.
Sophie works part-time at Henderson Valley Primary School.
I love my job I got amazing friends here. Today's quite busy. I'm doing books away and got heaps of learning to do. Yeah, and the teacher's so nice to me.
Books have always been Sophie's passion. It was her love of Tolkien's Lord of the Rings that inspired Paula to cast her as a lead role in the upcoming production.
I am playing a boy part in the Lord of the Rings. I'm playing Frodo Baggins, and it's a really nice role. And Paula picked me as Frodo. Really good acting skills, focused, do the dance routine for the hobbits. I wrote something for Lisa from the books of the Lord of the Rings. Lisa is playing Gollum, and I'm Frodo. Margot is Am.
The whole festival will be starting at 10 o'clock next week. Then we'll go through our whole business. We get on the stage, there'll be a lot of other people running through. We hop over to the RSA, we go nom, 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 nom. We go yada, 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 like that. Now at 7 people are starting to arrive, so I'll get a few of you coming and saying, Paula, I'm nervous, you know. So we do all our things, yes, Sophie knows. New people, yeah, there's things that we do to calm down.
The interacting show is fantastic. It's a great opportunity for those participants to perform on a real stage in front of an audience and really put in practice what they had been learning.
When we got to the theatre on the night, it was very exciting, but we were all a bit nervous. Everyone else was the same kind of mix of excitement and nervousness.
The cream on top of everything is getting into the theatre. One of the reasons I like the Playhouse is because it's such a lovely Art Deco building and they have changing rooms. You know, it's really like being a professional actor, and it gets really exciting then, and people just really respond to that and put in the hours and come up with a great performance. The process of actually being on stage is a really important part. We want to change that perception that people with disabilities are a drain on resources and they don't contribute to the community, and clearly when people come they see that there's a huge contribution to be made.
Everybody's here in the RSA. We're just going to have a spot of dinner and a wee drink, and then we're heading back over there and we'll start our limber, and then we're on first. Everybody's fired up, everybody's excited, everybody's happy.
So Sophie, what else have you got to do?
Get ready.
Getting ready for the show tonight.
Yes.
Put
my makeup on.
Erin's so excited.
I think we're all excited.
Aha! Makeup time.
Sophie and Erin and me were probably more into the makeup in here and kind of hogged the dressing rooms a bit.
I was expecting that they would be very, very disadvantaged and disabled, whereas in actual fact they're not. They're just absolutely beautiful people, and they are so streetwise. You know, they've been taught life skills and how to cope with problems and disadvantages in life that we all have.
Please get a move on. We shouldn't be waiting, chatting. Should be on stage.
Look up this way.
Awesome. Do your best. Have fun.
Yep.
Thank you very much for coming along and supporting it. By all accounts, it'll be a fabulous show. I've met people that are absolutely lovely and they're very, very excited about giving you a fabulous night. This is the Interacting Theatre Company.
Coming back. Ladies and gentlemen, go crazy wild for their version of Lord of the Rings. Make them welcome.
Once upon a time, there was a little girl called Rosie. I know from past experiences that really, once we get on stage, then people just rise to the occasion, and that's one of the arguments for live performance on stage. Action! The whole process of having an audience and being under lights and having all the other parts of the play in place, like the musicians and the music, brings out huge capability in performers, and they rise to the occasion and they perform better than they ever have done in rehearsal. When someone has been to a show who I've tried to persuade to come over and over again, and they're obviously surprised, you know, their expectation was that
they weren't going to be entertained, or that maybe they were going to be a bit embarrassed or something.
It's a great opportunity for people in the audience to actually see people with a disability performing and taking part, and what they're doing is entertaining. And it's challenging their perceptions about who can be a performer and what is performance all about.
Tell us how we all did tonight.
We did all right.
It was awesome.
Yeah. It was awesome. They had a bit of a technical problem with the microphone anyway.
What did you think when that happened, Miranda?
Oh my gosh, something's going to happen now, but I thought, no, we better keep, things are going to be okay.
Hello, thank you.
We're going to keep dancing and things will happen.
You can see them growing in confidence, because that's how everybody grows, is by going through, toughing it out and going through a challenge and meeting that challenge. And then, of course, being on stage, you get a huge amount of recognition from other people, people clapping and people telling them how much they loved their performance. So it becomes a real positive cycle.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.